Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and this is the weekly update. This is a good week to be an Alchemist code player, because one of the best dark units has gotten a job plus and is now even better. As well as we got a new memento, actually two new mementos, and then a brand new global exclusive character. So I'm gonna do something I don't normally do and pop into the news for a moment. Like, that would be a bit easier. Alright, so her name is Red 6, and she is, very confusingly, a wind unit. I mean, you look at her and she's all covered in red, she's all bonged out like 50 Shades of Gumi. And, then she's a wind unit. So, it's weird, but she's definitely got a winning job combination, so I predict she could do some pretty good damage. I haven't even tried the mercenary out. I've been doing other stuff. But I did check, and she does appear in the Louise shop. So if you want to buy shards of her, I think that's a good way to go. Especially because there is also the gem spent promotion for her as well. So you could get a decent chunk out of that if you don't feel like summoning in the normal trash banner, which, we'll go over the banners later. But as for the events, there is another one of those Lambert God events. So those are pretty self-explanatory at this point. Just might wipe the map with Lambert, get some prizes. It's another one of those soul shards where it's like all the normal pool plus Magni Historia units. So that's definitely worth the minute or so that takes. And then, as I mentioned before, Zheng Yi has his job plus. It's in the Ascension Trials. Fairly easy-ish quest. Very, very, very low time investment to get the materials. I had all of them before I was even done with the milestones, so easy transition there. Definitely well worth the efforts there if you're already a Zheng user. Before I continue, I will say, if you didn't already have him raised, you may want to consider future units coming out as far as if you were constrained on your dark shards. Because if you have Soul and haven't raised him, you might want to prioritize him, because once his job plus comes, he's going to be a crazy strong dark magic unit. And then there's also Nero to consider, who's like a super Templar dark magic unit in the future. But she might be like crazy hard to get, if what I've heard is true. So Zheng might be a little bit easier. I know it sounds crazy talking about a global unit that way, but so I'm not 100% certain I'd call him must-have, but if he isn't, he's really close to being must-have, because his leader skill's great. And okay, this isn't a Zheng review. That'll be later in the week. But I already farmed it all out, and he's all good to go, so it won't take as long as it did for Rosa. Oh, there's also a another Magna Historia Halloween event, and this one doesn't have an EX yet. It's just 5 quests to get stuff and a silly little story to go with it. Let's see. And then there is Vision Clear for Ratharis, and then the new mementos. So yeah, Zheng finally got his memento, and it looks pretty beastly as far as just giving him more attack stats and more slash mod. So that is what I'm going to be doing a couple pulls for once we get to the summoning portion. Let's see. Is that it for content? There are some challenge boards as well. Another set of tribulations. It is I almost thought it was just a rerun of the ones we just had, but then I noticed it was one extra. So another light and dark. I don't know why they're going so crazy with light and dark in the convocations, but do that if you feel like it. I feel like there's way less stuff in the shop that's really worthwhile unless you're kind of new. In that case, just go crazy. So that is it for, what's new this week. Not too time intensive, but definitely worth the time spent, especially for Zheng Yi's job plus. Details on that to come, but I already love it, and it's only been a day. So with that, let's move on to the banner review. Alright, and here we are at the banner screen. So First off, there are a couple of free summons. One of them is a once a day free Magna Historia unit shards. Yes, the parallels between Genesis and Magna Historia are just growing and growing. And then after that is a one-time free memento summon with one guaranteed 5-star memento. So that's always kind of nice. We'll do those in the summoning portion. And then as there are 2 paid summons for now, I'm not sure if any will come in the weekend or not, but there is the very typical summon with one. Oh, actually, this one is global specific. You're guaranteed a global unit, and then any dupes will be 100 shards. So this could be worth your while if you're looking to increase your roster, but it is very very dicey. There's a lot of global units now, so if you're looking for one thing in particular, that may not be the way to go, because you're very unlikely to get more than one unless you're really lucky. But yeah, that's I don't know if I had to pick one of these banners to do, then I would pick the one below it, which is the one for mementos, just because as someone who has all of the global units except for the new one, getting their shards here and there, that can happen faster than you might think. I ended up with tons of Siegfried, tons of Zheng Yi, and it happened largely accidentally or just opportunistically via like the Magna Historia coin banners. But as far as scarcity goes, I'd say the fact that all of their mementos are limited that just seems more scarce and then more worth it if you were going to spend on it. But equal level of diciness to it as far as getting, the more you want one specific one, the less worth it is. But if you just don't have a bunch and you want one, then I would say go for it. I probably am going to do the paid summon for the mementos just because I'm looking to increase that pool myself. And then next up is a skip, followed by another skip, followed by a decent one. So if you're familiar with the 2.5 banners, I think they had this last time when Emrys was introduced, and then Genesis gets them a lot as well. I think these are good, provided you have at least one unit that you would like to get more shards for, because 2.5%, while better than the above like 3-step unlimited trash banners, it's still fairly small. So I wouldn't go in expecting to get something. Like if you do, awesome, doubly so if you already have the unit and you get 100 shards of them. But the value off of the coins is what I would go for there. Oh, go away notification. So that could be worth your while, depending on what you need. Then next up is the 9-step, and this one is nice because it's got 4 limited mementos all in the pool. So the more steps you go in, the better chance you have of getting some good ones. I'm going to do probably 2 steps on this. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to do like the free one, and then probably the paid one, and then 2 steps of this. And if I get something I wanted earlier, which is very, very unlikely, I might not do as many steps. We'll see. And then I think the rest of them are just older banners. So there's not a lot, but there's definitely some good ways to spend your gems and or discount tickets, especially if global units are important to you, which I used to think that they were not as worth it because I thought their scarcity outweighed their utility, but that has really flipped on its head, and especially considering the ramping up of global content that seems to have been going on, which I think it must be to offset the lack of collabs, because we just don't get collabs anymore. Like, you guys remember the last collab? Neither do I. It was like, what, 7 Deadly Sins? That was ages ago. But at least we're getting something decent to make up for that, albeit at the cost of not being able to use the otherworldly shards. So there is that. But yeah, that is all I have to say about the banner. So let us move on to the summoning. Alright, time to do a little summoning. So let's start with some free global shards. We're just going to skip right through it, see what we get. Kind of fingers crossed for Emerus, because I'll take all the Emerus shards I can get. Oh, right. Global exclusive shards are running this week. So definitely get them. Emerus actually got his as well, which is awesome. That's not something I would have expected, but it is something I am definitely happy about. Because the more I can get that guy up, the better. Oh, no. Alright, that's okay, though. They are free, so can't really complain. And speaking of free, let's knock this guy out of the park. Wonder what I'll get for the guarantee. Will it be vision coins, or will it be a limit break of something okay, or a limit break of something good? Alright, looks like we got one red, and it is Chloe's. Yeah, alright, vision coins it is. Good times. Let's just go ahead and skip the rest of that. Whew, get what you pay for, am I right? Oh, man. I already have that one maxed out. So yeah. Although it is, I do run it on Ren a lot, so I don't hate the memento. I just would have liked to get something that wasn't like a oldest memento ever. Alright, so next up I'm going to do this Grand Summon because I want to get more global mementos. Right now I have Ira's and Belair's and Siegfried's, and that is it. Alright, let us roll. And yes, everyone, you do have the right to laugh in my face if I get Blair's. Because, man, I still have her stuck at 75. Okay, we know it's going to be red. The question is, will any of them change? I'm doubtful, but we'll see. Oh, Siegfried's. Well, that's alright, I guess. I would have preferred something new, but more limit breaks on a unit I use quite a bit is a consolation prize, I suppose. There wasn't one that I was hoping for in this banner. I just thought like something new would be cool because there's just so many of them I don't have because there's not a lot of good opportunities to get them. Aside from like the 9-step when it first comes out, or the like occasional Grand Summon like these when they come out. Alright, let's just keep tapping through these guys and see if any of them change. So far my luck is being about what you would expect. I don't know, is it me or have I seen Aswell a bunch of times? Well, 2. That's a bunch. An Envy Relief. Trying to think if I have any limited Envies that I'd want to throw that at besides Siegfried's. Probably not. Alright, let's go to the Magni Historian 9-step. Okay, yeah, these do expire on the 4th, so there'll be one more for next week. No clue what that's going to be. I don't know if they're going to try to throw out Resonator then, or they might want to do that the week after, because I'm not sure they'd want to let people stack up that many for a unit a lot of people are going to chase. But, that's the future. Let's worry about the present. Alright, discount and roll. Let's see if my luck can turn upside down. And by that I mean right side up. Well, it's red. That is definitely better than how a lot of my first steps on 9 steps have gone. As I have referred to it as the Curse of the 500. Sort of an obsolete title, though, given the whole existence of discount tickets. Alright, more Aswald. And let's see. Up here comes the red one. Oh, well, look at that. That, if nothing else, is a decent consolation prize. Geez, wow. Yeah, I did not have Roxanne's before, so that's fun. I think she's pretty good without it, but I'm sure with it I'll get even more out of that. So yeah, not terrible already. We'll see if we're any luckier with the guarantee. Wait, none of the other ones are yellow, right? We can just skip right through on there. Cool. Yeah, I wasn't totally expecting that, but yeah, that's why I like it when the pool of mementos in these kinds of banners is just all limited, so that way you don't feel as diluted. All right, and then discount number 2, the one with the guarantee. We'll see how this one goes. Will there be more than one red? Or actually, the more pressing question is, will the guarantee be good? Deep breath. And ball memento. Well, don't have it maxed. And let's just skip on through the rest of that. Yeah, blah. Okay, so yeah, that is it for summoning, because as I said in a previous video, I don't want to dig too deep into the amount that I've saved up for once the next Templar event comes out, because the next one is going to be big with like Ainz and Nero and then Soul's Job Plus. So as much as I wanted Zheng's, I don't think it's worth just going like 20k deep into it. So I will take my consolation prize of a Siegfried Limit Break and a brand new Roxy Memento, and I'll be pretty happy with that. So yeah, that is it for the weekly update. I hope you guys have fun this week. For those of you that use Zheng Yi, enjoy. And review of him to come, and I will see you guys next time.